welcome back to my little corner of Lorcana. So in this video I want to go over some online resources that you can use to get started basically. It can be a bit overwhelming, the internet is a very big place, where do you even begin to look? So I'm going to take you through a few sites that I use. There are many more out there, but these are just ones that I've found really helpful and hopefully you guys will too. But yeah, always love getting suggestions as well, so if there's anything that I've missed that's been really helpful for you, then please do leave a comment and we'll look into it. YouTube, of course, is amazing. There are so many content creators out there who are doing wonderful things, and everybody wants to see this game flourish. That is our goal, is to welcome in new players and make sure everybody's having a good time. So YouTube, great. I will always try and link any videos that I've found helpful. I've added one which explains the card worth into my watch list, just because it explains it way better than I ever could. But yeah, for this video we're going to look at some online resources and hopefully they can help you guys out as much as they've helped me. So one of the first things that I want to show off is Cardmarket. So Cardmarket I've found really helpful for buying singles, but also just knowing the value of my own cards as well. If you're looking to trade, it feels a bit naff when you come off worse in a trade. So Cardmarket, you can get singles on here, you can get boosters, booster boxes, sealed products, you can buy the pin badges, the lore counters. They've got pretty much everything. But yeah, it's not even just for Lorcana, they do tons of other... Where's it gone? Oh, there we go. Yeah, they do tons of games, but obviously for this video we're looking at Lorcana. So yeah, you just search what you're looking for. So let's say I am looking for a Mickey Mouse. So you've got all the different sets, but you can just do a general Mickey Mouse search and then switch location to wherever you are. So UK for me. So this one's brought up Mickey Mouse Amber Champion, and you can see averages of what the card's going for, you can track the prices, and then you've got the sellers. So we got one here for 2p, you can add it. Yeah, you can get a general idea of what the card's going for. This little star means that it's a foil card, but again you can change in here. So if you don't want a foil, you can click no. Do you want the card altered? No thank you. Signed? No. Filter. You can change the languages as well, so if you're in the UK but you want an Italian card, you can do that. Seller types, all of that. But yeah, this is just what I've found really helpful for knowing the prices of cards. And if we go, let's go Elsa. So yeah, if you just search a name, a card, it'll bring up all of the different Elsas, everything to do with Elsas here, and a random Gan too, but hey ho. So yeah, you can click on, so it means that you can see which card, so you might be looking for one in specific but you can't remember the name of it. You've got the pictures, you can view it, like, oh look, that's what I was after, Elsa Storm Chaser. There we go. And this is for all cards as well. You can find your commons, your uncommons, rares, super rares, enchanteds, iconics. For higher value cards, there are people who post pictures of the cards as well. So let's look for the iconic Mickey. See, I cannot remember what the Mickey's called. Where is he? We'll find him. Mickey Mouse, where you gone? They've got the cruise ones, they've got everything. Everything's on here. There he is, Brave Little Prince, obviously, duh. So yeah, there's only one currently available, but you can see So you can look at real photos of the card, because obviously if you're buying a card that high value, you would ideally want to see more photos, but you can send them a message. So you could send this person a message and I'm sure they would be more than willing to send you some extra photos. So yeah, for buying cards, highly recommend Cardmarket. There is loads of other ways you can buy cards, but this is what I've found is the most convenient for me. It's easy to use. You can create wish lists as well. So if you're buying, you can my wants. So I've got a load of foil cards that I want, and then you can do shopping wizard. So foils, sellers from UK. We want somebody who's good, and then reduce price, reduce shipment. So if you want to not be tracking as many parcels, you can just reduce shipment. If you just want to find the cheapest cards, reduce price. Run the wizard. It's normally quicker than this. I wasn't expecting it to be so slow. But yeah, what it'll do basically is it's gonna find all of those cards, and it'll find everybody who's selling those cards and bundle them up. So rather than you having to search manually for 50 cards you want, you add them to your wish list. Cardmarket will find X amount of people who are selling these 50 cards. But yeah, that's going to be slow now that I've said how great it is. It is normally a lot quicker. But moving on. We're going to leave that alone because that's doing fun things. But yeah, you would add everything in, add it to your cart, pay for it. Easy peasy. Everything comes directly to you. You can choose your shipping option, so you can choose tracked if it's something more expensive, or just bog standard, whatever you want sort of thing. So yeah, highly recommend. Very easy to use. You can also become a seller and sell your own cards, but I haven't explored that world, so I can't say anything about selling on Cardmarket. But as a buyer, I think it's great. Love it. Highly recommend. Right, Dreamborn. So Dreamborn.ink, great place for, you can monitor your collection, you can just look at what cards are out there, you can build decks on it, you can even view decks. It's got everything. So collection, for example, all of your cards in one place. So first chapter, for example, we can see how many regulars, how many foils. Just missing a few. But yeah, you have all the promos as well. So the app isn't always the Lorcana app, because that's another great resource, to be fair, is the Lorcana app, because you get the updates. I'll go through that at the end. But yeah, you've got all the promos as well, because they're not always on the app, but it's got promos, enchanteds. Obviously in newer sets there's the epics and the iconics are in there, and you can also choose what you're looking for. So if you're not somebody who's going to be collecting, if you're just looking, right, I'm going to be collecting commons to legendaries, what do I need, how can I track it, you can do this. You can also do non-foils. If you're just playing, you just want your bog standard cards, and then if you want to know, like, right, have I completed play sets of things, have I got any that I'm still missing, you can click complete, incomplete. This probably isn't the best set to use as an example because I've completed most of those. There we go. Have I completed? Oh, you've got to change the, so that's on master set. So I've completed my master set, play set. These are the cards I still currently need to complete play sets. I have a master set and a play set, so I would usually put in 5 So these are all the cards that I need to complete both my master and play sets of non-foils. And then foils, I'm not collecting 5 of each foils. These are all the foils I'm missing. So yeah, super easy to manage your collection. You can see everything that you've got, everything you're missing. And like I say, if you're collecting everything, it gives you a rough idea, but it is in dollars, so it's not 100% accurate to me in the UK, because different regions' cards are worth a crazy amount more in some places and so much less in others. But yeah, cards. So you can look at any of the cards. You can search for just specific colours, what ink cost you want. Are you just trying to find an inkable card that you can put in? Whatever you want. An inkable. Yeah. And there's also filters. So if you're only looking for core constructed, if you click infinity, the one thing I would like to see changed is anything obviously that works in infinity works in anything that works in core constructed, works in infinity. So if you are looking for a true infinity deck or true infinity cards, you're going to find a lot of the core constructed stuff. But you've got all the sets, all the rarities, everything. You can even look for keywords if you're just building a deck where you want loads of evasive characters. There you go. You've got your classifications as well. So say you're building a detective deck. There you go. There's all your detective characters. So really, really great resource for deck building. Highly recommend, because you then also have decks. So you've got popular decks. So these are the ones that people are currently putting a lot of love on. You can also see some people post videos of how to basically best utilize the deck. So for beginners, if you look for any decks that have videos, it's going to break down exactly how to do that. And it also tells you how far off you are. So if I want to play archery, class set 12, I have every card. I can play this deck. But if I want to play the Dwarfs and the Princesses deck, I'm missing some cards. How do I know which ones I'm missing? Easy peasy. You just click on missing. There we go. So I'm missing 1 Snow White and 1 Don't Be Nervous. And then in terms of building the deck, another thing that I just think is so great is you can search by set. So this is what I do. I build my deck and then I know exactly which boxes I need to pull out, because I know I need Shimmering Skies, Arcasia's Island, Fabled, Winter Spell, and Wild Unknown. Light's going a bit crazy there. So yeah, it means that I don't have to go searching through every box to find what I need. I just know Shimmering Skies, I'm pulling out 2 Happies. You can see the picture as well, which is great. You don't have to try and be like, oh, Happy's a 1 cost. Is he common? Is he uncommon? What is he? He's there. He's a little common, 1 cost, steel card. So super easy to find everything. Really good. You also have the stats. So when you're building decks, you can see what colours you're using, your ink to non-ink ratio, and your card types. So this deck, for example, has 44 characters. It's got 12 actions, 4 songs. 54 of your cards are inkable, 6 are not. That's a really good ratio. And you've got your curve as well. So you can see you've got 10 turn 1s, you've got 8 turn 2s, etc. So yeah, it breaks it down. People can also write right stuff, how you play the cards, etc. And then at the top here, so you've got this deck can be used in Infinity and in Core Constructive. It's not a true Infinity deck because obviously it doesn't have any cards that are currently out of rotation, so that is the one and only thing that I would say is a little bit harder with this. So if you're looking for Infinity decks, a lot of these, so of course there's an Infinity event coming up, so most of these are actually true Infinity decks, but this one, for example, is this one true Infinity? Let's see. Yes, it is. But yeah, basically anything that is core constructed also fits in with Infinity, so it isn't usually this easy to find an Infinity deck. I would like an option where it is purely Infinity, would be very nice. But yep, you've also got your own decks. So these are my decks that I've been building. You can view them, you can make them public, or you can keep them private. So this one, for example, was for a Wakefield event that I was going to, which was an Infinity event. So obviously I kept it private until after the event. I would normally then publish it, but not that not that anybody's following me to find out what decks I'm playing for events. I'm not at that level, but it's good to get into the practice of just, right, I'm keeping this one to myself until whatever's over, and then, but you can see these ones, if it's got the little eye, it means that everybody can see it, so it's out there for the world. And people can favourite them. It's quite nice to know that other people like your decks. That's quite cool. But yeah, you've got your decks that you've built on there, and then you can follow creators. So you've got a lot of big names that you can follow. These are some of the guys that I'm following, their most recent decks. You can favourite decks, so I've got a few that it does automatically favour your own decks, but yeah, I've got a few other decks that I like the look of, because, so this one, for example, set. So it's one that I'm interested in tweaking. So obviously this guy knows what he's doing. The video is brilliant as well. Highly recommend watching it. Really solid deck, but it's not quite me. So I would take this deck, I'll play it a few times, and then I'll work out what elements of it I would like to change and turn it into my own deck. You can just play this deck as is. Like, the people that are posting these, especially when it's somebody who is well known, they know what they're doing. You can play these decks. There's nothing wrong with playing a deck that you've found on here. I would actually highly encourage anybody who's new to find some of the like top decks that everybody is looking at, everybody is favoriting, and play them. It's a great way to get used to knowing why certain things are in decks as well. If you're seeing the same thing sort of popping up, like, oh, every blue steel deck I play plays Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. What makes her so good? Oh, actually, I've found this is what makes her really good. So yeah, highly recommend just going on to popular or trending, either's fine, and just playing as many of these as you can. It's going to be really, really good practice to get you used to playing the game, but also learning different ink colours. It's great to find out what sort of play style you like as well, because every ink colour and every ink pairing has different play styles. So if you're new, you're not going to know what you enjoy. So I've for ages was playing Purple Steel because I really liked how reliant it was, basically. But then I've also found that I really love the combat abilities of Ruby. But yeah, it also gives you good knowledge for playing against opponents as well. So if you play a bunch of Purple Steel decks and then you play something different and you have an opponent who's playing a Purple Steel deck, you're going to have a general idea of what they should be doing, based off what you were doing when you played it. Obviously everybody plays things differently, but it's a good, there's always your sort of your ideal plays that you want to make. So Purple Steel, for example, you want to be getting Calhoun out early. You don't want her late game. So if you're playing against somebody playing Purple Steel, you would know, alright, they have this much ink, so realistically they're going to play this. So that's really good to get into the habit of doing, is just exploring meta decks, but just exploring as many different ink combinations as you can. Right. So yeah, Dreamborn, amazing. Lorcana. So this one unfortunately doesn't seem to be getting updated, but this is what I always used for printing proxies, because you can search for a card. So Mickey Mouse. If we add a bunch of Mickeys, we're building a Mickey deck. And then you can generate a sheet and you get this. So it's nice little proxies that you can cut out. Again, perfect for like testing different cards. But it doesn't seem to have been updated since set 10. So hopefully it does get an update. But at the moment, set 11 and 12 aren't available on here. So I've now been using this one. So this one is ink bound cards. Again, you search a character. So Mickey Mouse. Sorry, the keyboard is so loud. And then you've got all of your different cards. So this one has been updated. This one, for example, is a set 12 card. But let's just add a bunch. So you've got these are the 5 I want to print. It's going to be really slow again, isn't it? I promise it's not usually this slow. But yeah, you generate the sheet. The thing that I'm not as keen on this website is because it's just actual images of the cards, so it prints full colour, so it's going to use a lot of your ink. I really like the simplicity of the Lorcana. You've got what it is, you've got the ink colour, what it does. That's all you need to know. But yeah, these ones, oh, there we go. It's being a little bit temperamental, but you get a general idea. It's basically just the images of the cards, but it prints them to the size of the card, so you don't have to worry about resizing or anything like that. But yeah, I have found it is a little bit hit and miss. It does just randomly sometimes not load images, and I have to go back and download it and do all of that. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine as a backup, but please, Lorcana, come back. And again, there's probably others out there. If you search for like the Lorcana proxy printer, I'm sure there'll be other sites. These are just the 2 that I've been using basically. Now, finally, for game testing, so we've got Jules.ink. You basically can play. So you've got Core Constructed, you've got Infinity, you've got Sealed Pack Rush. You add your deck, so you can... There's another fun thing I didn't show off about this. Let's go Wreck and Brew. So from here, you can share and you've got the registration sheet. So if you go into events, this is the official sheets that they use, so you can just print that. That's super good. Super good. You know what I mean. It's getting a bit late here, guys. I'm running out of words. But yeah, you can basically copy this, so copy to clipboard, and it's gonna copy all of the cards. You copy that, and then you can, where is it? New deck. I've already got it on here, but you can then import, paste that, and there you go. You've got all of your cards. Import the deck, put some more here. You can change them around, save, set it as your default deck, whatever. Yeah. So I've got a couple of mine on there already, and then you've also got, so there's fun little puzzles you can do. There's lots of silly little things that you can do on here, which is quite nice. But you've got best of 3 matches, and you've just got best of 1s. There's a nice little leaderboard. But yeah, it's great for deck testing without having to build your deck, play a game, realise you hate something, switch it. You can do some testing on here and then build your deck, take it to League, play for real, or take it to an event and play for real. So yeah, that's a really good resource, and just a great way as well if, like me, you're the only one in your house that currently plays Lorcana. It's a great way of being able to test decks outside of regular League. Obviously League is always the better way to go and play, but yeah, this is a really good resource as well. And then last but not least, we have the actual Disney Lorcana app as well by Ravensburg. So you've got the fun little animation. On the home screen you've got all of the little newsletter and updates are in there. You've got your catalogue, so you can log your collection in here as well. And what's really fun is you get to see the card, and you can also see the foil version, for example. It tells you if it's a core constructed card or an infinity card. You can pop in how many you own. You can put cards in your wish list. You can go through all of the different sets, and then yeah, your wish list, you can favorite what cards you're looking for. It's also got lore counter, so if you are playing a game of Lorcana and you haven't got the little like cardboard lore counters, you can use this instead. So however many players, if you're doing a multiplayer, you can go up to 4. You can theme it, and then yeah, so each player, and then it also has, there's a Donald Duck. So let's say player 3 has played a Donald Duck. There we go. So player 3 needs to get to 20, everybody else needs to get to 25. So that's really cool. And as well as for just standard League play, they also have the Palace Heist game and the Illumina's Deep Trouble quest, which is quite cool. And you get to choose the difficulty level, how many players, so if you're just playing on your own, or on extreme. So yeah, counts up Ursula's and yours. So very cool again. And then there is some learning resources, basic rules. It hasn't really been updated. That's the only thing, is this is from sort of set 1, so have a read through. Highly recommend having a read through. But yeah, not all of it is super relevant. But again, really cool. You can search for different cards. So if you're looking for dual inks, single inks, all of that fun stuff. And even if you just want to check out what a card is. So let's have a look at some enchanteds. We'll want an enchanted. You get to see what they look like, which is very cool. So yeah, but also if you don't like the card effects, you can turn them off. So yep, highly recommend the official app as well, especially as a easier way for tracking your location on the go. If you're at a card show or something and you want to know if you've got a card, I use this. I put the cards in the wish list, and then I'm looking through a binder. What cards do I still need? Oh, I need Snow White. There she is. So I know that I've only got 2 standard. I haven't got a foil. They're selling a foil. Great, let's get it. So yeah, super easy. And like I say, there's little updates. Lorecasts are on there. Lots of news gets updated here, which is very handy on the home screen. And they change this for each set. So obviously at the minute it's Wilds Unknown, but everything switches around, including like the little logo when you first open it. So another resource that I highly recommend. So I hope that's been of help. Like I say, there are so many more resources out there. I could go on forever about different things, but these are just ones that I have found super helpful as a beginner and now even almost 2 years on. And yeah, if anybody has anything else that they've found has been super helpful, put it in the comments. Let's share the knowledge. That's what we're here for. Share the knowledge, share the love. And hopefully some of what I've mentioned, or all of what I've mentioned, comes in handy to you guys as well. But for now, we're going to sign off, and we'll see you again in the next video, hopefully.